Honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. And as always, we give peace and salutations unto the elect. All right, Great Millstone, Dallas. All right, here another week. All right, to push the glorious word of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua while we still in our right minds, Lord willing, we endure unto the end. All right, we're here to uplift the names of the Most High God, Yahweh, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right, Bahashem in the name of Yahweh Shai, the name of the only begotten Son of the Most High, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, who is our mediator, our high priest, and our way back to the Father in these latter days. And that's via the Holy Spirit, Rahakudash, that comforts us, inspires us to continuously, all right, repent, all right, call on the names, and do these lessons, all right. These lessons mark as, electronic epistles, all right. In the ancient time, all right, the epistles were written, by hand, all right, and the Lord guided it to the necessary recipient. Well, in these times, the Lord has set up the internet. Through the Spirit, we utilize it to push the word. And through that, there's been a great awakening, which has the heathen nations, all right, in a rush to complete their New World Order, all right? And we're just about at the very end. We see the skirmishes, we see the wars and the rumors of wars, all right? Somebody get that, wars and rumors of wars. That Matthew 24?
Yeah, 24.
Yep, out of Yahweh Shai's mouth. He told us that these would be the beginning of sorrow. So we're witnessing the beginning of sorrows. The beauty of it is once it hits, all right, it's gonna culminate. It's gonna move fast. But what we see happening with Iran and Israel, it's not the end all be all just yet. All right, so we're one happy, but we're not too happy because we know other prophecies have to, be fulfilled, and we also know that there's going to be a great persecution. All right, right now we have this talking point of Iran sleeper cells being amongst, all right, the American people. Why? Because you have Joe Biden, the left, allow all of these immigrants to flood into the United States, which, as a ruler, what sense does that make? This is how you know that both sides work together, because that mess that was made of the left is now being cleaned up by the right, which is Trump. But it's all being used to pull you into a new world, all right? And the talking point of Iranian sleeper cells being over here in America, which that's just the boogeyman of the day. Next week it'll be China, next week it'll be Russia, and the true boogeyman is you Edomites, period.
That's right.
All right, especially you small hats and the leaders of the same thing that's getting ready to happen here now.
Yep.
Okay, so they have the talking point of Iranian sleeper cells. Well, that means what? More surveillance is coming. There's going to be more of a crackdown on people who oppose the ideology of Babylon. Okay, and pretty much, by the end of this year, sometime next year, we may not be on the highways and the byways anymore. Okay, this may be illegal, so it's high time to wake out of sleep, as the scriptures say. Seek ye Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua while you may be found. But let's get that in the book of Matthew. Anybody got anything?
Yeah. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
There you go. Yahweh Shai told us. So we're living in that time. We see the wars and the rumors of wars. You have a little brawl.
Yep.
So be not troubled, be not overexcited, all right? Constantly keep your head on the swivel, but don't lose your shit thinking that tomorrow, World War III, we be out of here. Nah, it ain't gonna work like that. There's particular things that have to happen. Things will be rumors before they actually hit. Okay? So we have to, endurance, patience, because we thought when Obama came in that the end was gonna come. And that was 2008.
Yep.
Yep.
And then remember 2012?
2012, yep.
Yep.
We thought the end was coming.
The Y2K scare.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
1999.
Yeah. So we know that ultimately the MOTB has to be instituted, and a domestic attack, something happening here on American soil, which we believe that's going to happen at some point soon, that can justify harder surveillance and even the talking point of a micro CEDA. But read that again.
This is back in Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
Right, so these things must come to pass. You're going to hear of wars, rumors of wars, all right, skirmishes, kingdom against kingdom, nation against nation. You're going to see Esau divided. Okay, the Trump arguing with Israel, Trump arguing with governors here in America. Okay, we're seeing many prophecies come to pass, but we know that it's not just the end yet. Okay, but we rejoice and thank Yahweh Bashim Hashai for the ability to see, because many people don't understand what's going on.
They don't.
Yeah.
A lot of them, just like you said, with all this confusion, you got what? You got mayors switching parties. You know, who was once upon a time, like as of late, Democratic to Republican.
Well, shit, Elon Musk.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was a Democrat.
Yeah. The mayor down here, Mayor Eric Johnson, I believe. Jake. Yeah, he switched from Dem to Republican. You know, and that, you know, Jake is, you know, the Democratic Party has always been like a so-called coddling mechanism for Jake. You know what I'm saying? Being, you know, spoon feeding Jake. You know, really making excuses for Jake.
Yep.
You know, if you will. You know, oh yeah, you guys are so oppressed. You've been done. You know, but it's not. It don't come from a genuine place.
It's a snare. Right?
Yeah. It's a political agenda thing.
Yep. Democracy is a snare.
Yeah.
And they always lead to tyranny.
Yeah.
When you deal with it historically, but it's some more on that.
Oh yeah, come. This is verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences.
And see, these are all of the things we sin. So Yahweh Shai was spot on. There's going to be nation against nation. All right, we're going to see famines. There's worldwide famines, and there's a systematic famine, which Americans have so much. You can look in brothers' refrigerators right now. We got so much food. We used to that.
Yeah.
Okay, but we don't understand. What the American people don't know and understand is that that's going to slow down. Okay, and it's going to be purpose. It's going to be on purpose. Something's getting ready to happen because things ain't moving fast enough for the elite.
Right.
And this is why they're so sloppy right now.
Yeah.
And nobody believes Esau no more. This whole victim card that they're playing with the small hats, it ain't working no more. Okay, so what are they going to do? They're getting ready to do something so that they can point the finger at a boogeyman.
Yeah.
And escape the ridicule that they're getting. Because everybody's tired of the so-called white man.
That's right.
People are starting to figure out that Donald Trump is a farce. Came with his old talking point of he was going to be against the deep state, but he pretty much surrounded by the deep state.
Yep.
Go ahead.
You just mentioned that famine because we know, that's the most severe famine. I mean, the most severe famine is going to be us on the highways and byways.
Yeah.
They start stripping our videos,
Yeah.
like as they've been doing, but really have
Very noticeable.
yeah,
Yeah.
from the highways and byways. And this came across my news briefing yesterday. It says Kroger is planning to close 60 stores over the next 18 months. And that's going to who? That's going to affect Jake. Anytime something comes down the pipeline, Jake's going to catch the brunt of it. Via Yahweh Hashem Shah. So Jake won't, Jake's been too goddamn comfortable since we've been here. We get it. We in captivity, but Jake got too relaxed. This isn't our rest. And when those grocery stores shut down, a lot of them was going to affect Jake. I believe they call them food deserts. Now Jake got to drive miles and miles just to get food. But in that time, when that does come, in order for you to drive across town, you're gonna have to get what? The seed.
Right.
Yep,
they're gonna be shutting the streets down. Something's getting ready to happen, man. We feel it through the spirit.
Yeah.
Because Esau, he got to move. He got to come with it. He knows that he has but a short time, so they're getting ready to bring about situations to justify losing their mind and surveilling you with robots walking the streets. All of that is coming.
Right.
Okay, but we're seeing everything that Yahweh Shai just said in that scripture, man. We're seeing famines, pestilences. All right, you got the talking point of another pandemic coming, which this ain't medical information, but there's a talking point of it.
Yeah.
Okay, and pretty soon they're gonna hit you from every angle. They can hit you with EMP. They can hit you with blackouts. They can hit you with, disease warfare. They can hit you with a terror attack. They can hit you with anything. All right? They can come at you from any angle right now to justify bringing some form of draconian measures. Problem, reaction, solution. You allow all of these damn migrants over in here. All right, now you go say, we might have sleeper cells from Iran in here right after you get through bombing and all this shit. Oh, really? Okay, man.
Yeah. And that's and that's really validating Trump's deportation policy.
Yeah.
Because I think, Lord, they just continuing it, right?
Yeah.
The judge, they was like, yeah, y'all good to keep continuing.
Yeah, because basically they're going to start deporting U.S. citizens.
Yeah.
U.S. citizens are going to be getting deported.
Yeah.
Boy.
Nothing that they're doing, they're breaking all kind of laws with what they're doing. What Israel's doing, they're war crimes, and ultimately they're being held unaccountable because ultimately the Lord is going to judge them.
Right.
They're not going to get any judgment from their own, because the UN is supposed to check them on a lot of the shit that they're doing, but America and Israel constantly vetoes because that's who controls it any goddamn way.
Right.
So these people have been able to rape, rob, murder, plunder, destroy, lie, and be unchecked. And now the average people are starting to see this is some BS.
Right.
Everybody, it's a pastime now. Myron Gaines has went from cursing out the woman. Now this dude is just he's just going into full blown news and prophecy.
Yeah.
Damn.
Candace Owens going in.
Candace Owens, people, and we know some of them are controlled opposition, but the Lord is working through that too to get information out there, man. You devils are done, man.
This is 2nd Ezra 16, verse 18, starting verse 17. It says, woe is me, who should deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrow and great mourning, the beginning of famine and utter ruin, the beginning of war, and the mighty shall be afraid.
And see, Yahweh Shai most likely got that whole talking point of the straight gate, the beginning of sorrows from Esdras. You see what I'm saying? Because he's saying the same thing.
And, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? so read that again.
Fine. It says, verse 17, 2nd Ezra 16 and 17, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrow.
Yeah, that lets you know Esdras is here. Who will deliver me in those days? Why would he be
Yeah.
worried about being delivered in those days? Because in the visions he saw himself. Habakkuk in the vision, he was like, Lord, they coming after us, help us. The prophets, when they saw these visions, some of them saw themselves in the vision. Because they would be here, they're here. The prophets of old are back here today in a lowly estate, bringing out the word. And a lot of people don't really get that.
They can't fathom.
They can't fathom it.
Yeah, Ezra or Habakkuk, they back here with a taper fade,
Yep.
some air matches, a big beard.
Hairlines on, baby mama problems and shit. But the Lord got them back here with the wisdom, bringing out the word, man. That's what's being rebuilt here, man. Go ahead.
Back in verse 18, the beginning of sorrow and great mourning, the beginning of famine and utter ruin, the beginning of war, and the mighty shall be afraid.
The mighty shall be afraid, man. All you thugs, all right, all of these tough guys, these tough guy Israelites,
Super thug.
you know what I'm saying? You're all gonna be through. It's
Boy.
gonna be the spirit gonna have to be on you to get through what's coming.
Right.
The scriptures say the mighty man is gonna be crying bitterly in that day. See, it's not gonna be about the sword. It's not gonna be about having muscles. It's not gonna be about jumping high as hell, coming from the free throw. How many guns you got? It's gonna be about if the Lord is with you, and that's what's gonna make the stock of the men of the Lord rise to where Isaiah 4:1 is gonna take place. Go ahead.
It says the beginning of war, and the mighty shall be afraid, the beginning of calamity, and all shall tremble. What shall I do when these evils shall come? When these evils shall come? Those evils, that's what it says in Ephesians 5, around 15 verse, that being circumspect, knowing these things that are coming to pass. All right, everything is said is the beginning. Everything that's going to happen is going to happen all around you. Like you said, you're seeing all the rambling that's going on with these different kingdoms, which is what they call them nations now. With Israel over there, with America. At the same time, it's your same neighborhood, you starting to see things happening too. You want to know that, you know. But best believe the lack of food is going to be ramping up. You're going to start, it's going to get to a point where you're going to go to the store and you ain't going to be able to go buy no ground beef. All right? Or you're going to go buy ground beef and you think it's going to be $10 or $11, it's going to be $40 or $50. These things are happening. Why? Because what? Everything revolves around this whole economy that is basically breaking down, and the foundation of it is crumbling.
Right. Even if they shut down that what's that, Gulf of Hormuz?
Hormuz?
Yeah, if they shut that down, that's gonna have trickle effects on your everyday lives. Everything that they're doing really is
It's gonna
makes
affect
it worse on the working class.
And they tell you every day to your face, especially with this AI. You got CEOs who's already in place. Like, look, a lot of this is gonna cut jobs. They're really trying to do away with you humans, man. They've done all they need to do.
Yep. They're trying to destabilize all of the economies of the world so that they can justify bringing in a new world order. They're doing, the Lord is doing it, but He's doing it through the left hand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, World War III, they even have it planned. Okay, the scriptures prophesied World War III, but Esau has it in his mind, this is what we're going to do too. Mm-hmm. All right, the necessary players, you know, that's going to be involved. Albert Pike, he talked about, you know, the three world wars.
Yeah, him and the other dude. Yep.
Well, the scriptures ultimately prophesied it, but the Lord is doing it through his left hand. Right. Esau, Edom, the elites, and they think they're in control. All right, but they're going to find out very soon that they're not in control. You see? Yeah, go ahead.
Because the elder mentioned how we're going to need the Lord in the coming time. This is Isaiah 33:6. And it reads, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure." And the knowledge and the wisdom is what's going to get us through the coming times, man. And when you read in Psalms, the 91st chapter, the knowledge and wisdom is that secret place of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know what I'm saying? Of course, the names come with that. You know what I'm saying? So with this knowledge, this wisdom, this understanding that we have, it's going to guide us in the coming times. And you're going to need that. If you don't have this knowledge, the majority of the nation of Israel, they don't have this knowledge, man. And they're going to be, that's why the majority of our people are relying on Esau, you know, this government, man, to basically save them, you know. And it says the fear of the Lord is his treasure, because through the fear is how you receive the knowledge, man. You don't have the fear of the Lord. He's not going to give this knowledge to you, man. You know, we can't dwell in a malicious soul. You know, and the majority of our people, that's the spirit that they have.
Even these leaders, you got Jake eating fucking In-N-Out sandwiches on the video. That shows you Jake is not dwelling with wisdom right now. Jake,
Right.
The Lord has showed he's drawn a line in the sand a long time ago. You got Chief Ephraim popping up with fringes on his wave cap. And it's serious. Like, come on, bro.
Boy.
It's like, come on, Jake just takes everything too far. But he's still going back and forth about the market of beast. It should be clear what the market of beast is. Right. So Jake is playing games, man. Jake is just in a reprobate. All right, here it is. We get to the very end. This don't mean that. This don't mean hell is over here. Hell is a literal lake over in the land of Opera.
Yeah.
This ain't that. That ain't this. The least of the flock talking about Nebuchadnezzar. Every time you look up, it's just a new breakdown. Some camp doing something weird. You got IUIC pestering Christians.
Right.
Wow. Like, what do the Israelites need to say to the Christians in 2025? Right. They know where we are. If they want to come learn, they will come out and leave that mess alone. You go into these churches, bringing out Deuteronomy. You don't know Christian want to hear no Deuteronomy, bro. Right. They're not trying to hear that. No.
That's right.
And in the process, you put a stain on the ministry. We did it. That has been done when we first came in. Let's go to the churches.
That was that didn't last a long time.
It didn't last long. It was like, why are we doing this? Is stupid.
Yep.
But you got these dudes with leaders that have been around for years, and they haven't come to the conclusion that why are you going to stand in front of the church screaming with a microphone? The black woman walking by, you know,
yeah.
You got on Saint pants, sister.
Yep.
What is it saying? Give me Deuteronomy. A woman shall not wear that which pertaineth to a man.
Right.
Bro. That's not the spirit, man.
That's kindergarten play, bro.
Yeah.
That's a bad look.
Yeah.
And I think they surrounded the church.
Yeah.
They surrounded the church like
Oh
that.
yeah, did a lesson on being really and we seen that as what? As also as a form of being seen of men.
Yep, that's
We
right.
want to be seen of men, like bro. Y'all know exactly where to go to preach at, bro.
Right.
And I said that during through the video about that in Atlanta, that 2819 protest against that preacher.
And the preacher's a very low-level guy. Like, well, who the hell is he?
Leave them people alone.
Leave them niggas alone.
We eat that catfish,
But
man.
what's happening is a lot of these camps got to do stuff like that because Esau's getting ready to make his move. Okay, when you see Jake marching, there was a reason for that. Okay, and those marches had to be approved by the state.
That's right.
Okay, the cities had to, you had to get a permit. You can't just march with them big, large numbers like that and they got to stop traffic. You have to have permission to do that. So with that, a lot of these guys are under these 501c3s or they're taking some sort of deal and their handlers are telling them how to move. Yeah. And what's being set up is an accusation to link us with, all right, which they're going to do it any goddamn way. All right, but you shouldn't be doing things that are out of the spirit anyway.
That's right.
Either way it go, they're going to link us to domestic terror. They're going to try to say we did this, do that. The history repeating itself proves that. But what are you doing? And why are you guys moving so funny?
Man. Yep.
Okay? And it's nowhere to run or hide when it comes to the MOTV.
Nope.
So y'all can come with these gimmicks, y'all can keep playing games, but the truth of the matter, prophecy is coming up to pass, man. And prophecy is going to silence every goddamn body, man.
That's right.
Everybody's going to be silenced by prophecy. Is the final prophecy answers all things. Prophecy determines who was telling the truth and who was lying. Okay, and there's many false prophets in Israel right now playing games. Okay,
And their actions prove that they're going against prophecy.
Yep.
You go to the highways and byways, man, and that's that, man. The Lord, what it says in Romans, Apollo's water, I forget how it goes, but the Lord go give the increase. Go surround no church and out there acting a fool, man. You making a target on yourself, but it's okay. That's all on y'all, you know.
and get that simplicity in Yahweh Shai because
Yep.
here it is. When did Yahweh Shai do that? If anything, people were coming up to him.
That's
Right.
He didn't go bothering people and trying to force people to. No, man. He just did the work. And the result was the increase, which was the fruit, man. He planted the seed and what? Ultimately the fruit sprung up. He didn't go around because the scriptures tell you to dust your feet off to the place where it ain't accepting you. The Christian church is not accepting the Israelites like that, man. Come on, man. If anything, people who are leaving the church are going to find the camp near them and come out and listen.
That's right.
Was you about to say something?
Yeah, you remember, it was probably like 7 years ago when ISUBK was running that little ad and they had them Christian preachers handing over the keys to the church.
Yeah.
Remember that? Madness, bro.
Gimmicks.
It's folly. It's folly, bro.
It's played out.
That's right.
We're too close to the end. The Hebrew Israelites are in a dry.